So, should we begin or wait for one more minute? As I think more participants are joining. So, let's wait for a minute and then we'll begin the session. Let's go through the disclaimer. Okay, let's begin with the session. So, let's start as always with the Nifty 50 setup. Okay, so it's been a tough week again for the markets. So, on all the four sessions, we closed lower. I think Friday gave some hope. थोड़ा वॉल्यूम भी आया था और एक डाउन साइड से रिवर्सल भी अपसाइड रिवर्सल मारा था. ओके, वी क्लोज नियर द डेज हाई ऑन अ डिसेंट वॉल्यूम 100 डीएमए के बहुत क्लोज से वो बाउंस मिला था हमको. सो एट दैट टाइम द परसेप्शन वाज that we might form some temporary bottom over here. Okay, but it didn't work well. On Monday we went higher, but फिर से एक रेजिस्टेंस मिल गया और वहां से मार्केट नीचे गया. ठीक है. एंड if you look at the broader market, the mid caps and the small caps, I think the selling over there is very much. वहां पे एक ज्यादा फॉल देखने को मिला है. उसमें भी अगर आप इंडिविजुअल स्टॉक, आई थिंक आपके पोर्टफोलियो स्टॉक्स की बात करो जो कैश मार्केट के स्टॉक्स है, वहां पे काफी डीप डीप कट आया है. ठीक है. बट व्हाट नेक्स्ट, आई थिंक दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट, क्योंकि देखो फॉल के बहुत सारे रीजंस है. द वेरी कॉमन रीजन इज द एफआईआई सेलिंग ड्यू टू चाइनाज कंफर्टेबल वैल्यूएशन. वहां पे जो स्टिम्युलस पैकेज है तो एफआईआई यहाँ से भाग रहे हैं चाइना की ओर. ठीक है. प्लस थोड़ा प्रॉफिट बुकिंग भी है अपने हायर वैल्यूएशन पे. इंडिया में थोड़ा प्रॉफिट बुकिंग भी देखने को मिला. एंड सी दैट वाज अ बिट स्मॉल प्रॉफिट बुकिंग वाज एनीवेज ड्यू, बिकॉज इफ यू लुक सिंस में जो जून फर्स्ट वीक में एक फॉल आया था, उसके बाद हम कंटिन्यूसली ऊपर ही जा रहे थे. ओके, एंड वी वेंट अबाउट 26,000. सो एक माइनर पुल बैक 50 डीएमए तक हम एक्सपेक्ट कर ही रहे थे, बट या दिस टाइम इट एक्सटेंडेड अ बिट. बट सी द थिंग्स आर समथिंग सिमिलर टू व्हाट हैपेंड लास्ट ईयर. ओके, जो जुलाई अगस्त में एक रैली आया था. ठीक है. सितंबर में पीक आउट कर दिया एंड देन देयर वाज अ फॉल. उसमें 50 100 डीएमए ब्रीच किया एंड ऑल्सो इट वेंट क्लोज टू 200 डीएमए. So almost similar structure has been seen. I'm not saying every time it follows, but the structure is almost similar. You can see over here also there is a lot of chatter in the market कि head and shoulder बन गया, अभी क्या होगा. तो यहाँ भी बना था, 2-3% नीचे गया और वहां से एक 26 अक्टूबर वॉज द डेट फ्रॉम वेयर द रैली बिगेन. आई थिंक इस बार भी देखो स्ट्रक्चर थोड़ा सिमिलर सा है, हेड एंड शोल्डर टाइप्स बना है. वी हैव ब्रीच 100 डीएमए, बट ऐसा डिसाइसिव ब्रीच नहीं हो रहा है. अभी हम अप ट्रेंड अंडर प्रेशर में है. कई लोग पूछ रहे हैं हमको कि भाई डाउन ट्रेंड क्यों नहीं कर रहे हो तुम लोग. बोल रहे थे कि 100 डीएमए तोड़ने पे डाउन ट्रेंड कर दूंगे. बट द रीजन दैट वी आर नॉट नो pushing market to a downtrend, that is because the 100 DMA is not convincingly breaching. आधा 1% इधर उधर हो रहा है, नॉट 1% भी. सो दैट इज वाई वी आर वेटिंग फॉर सम कि यहाँ से अगर और ब्रीच होता है, रिकवरी का चांसेस कम हो जाता है ना, उसके बाद डाउन ट्रेंड करेंगे. बाकी अगर एक बार यहाँ पे मार्केट ने होल्ड कर लिया, देन देर इज अ चांसेस दैट वी माइट अगेन मूव हायर एंड एटलीस्ट ट्राई टू टेस्ट द 50 डीएमए विच इज समवेयर अराउंड 25 100 200. वो लेवल को हम एक बार टच करने का ट्राई करेंगे. बाकी ग्लोबल इश्यूज काफी सारे हैं अगर देखे जाए तो. ठीक है. चाइना का वैल्यूएशन और यहाँ से फ्लो इज जस्ट दी वन थिंग, बट यूएस में भी इलेक्शंस है इन द फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ नवंबर. सो वहाँ के इलेक्शंस पे भी एक चीज़ें देखी जाएगी. प्लस जो यूएस का बॉन्ड यील्ड है वो फिर से ऊपर जाने लगा है. ठीक है. थोड़ा ग्रोथ का वरीज आने लगा है वेस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड में. एंड उसकी वजह से दैट माइट इम्पैक्ट द इंडिया एज वेल. सो ब्रॉडली global scenarios, the geopolitical tension जो कि ईरान इजराइल एंड नाउ स्प्रेडिंग मोर टुवर्ड्स द मिडल ईस्ट. ओके, सो अभी तो ठीक है कि क्रूड ऑयल के प्राइसेस अंडर कंट्रोल है. बाकी मिडल ईस्ट में अगर टेंशन हो जाता है, देन इट इज अ चैलेंज टू आवर डिप्लोमेसी, as well as the oil prices. If it moves higher, that can impact us badly. But अभी इंडियन मैक्रोस देखो, जीएसटी कलेक्शन देखो, हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी इंडिकेटर्स पे अगर आप ध्यान देते हैं, then those things are well in placed. Okay, earning season has started, but there is no start with a bang over here. Some major banks and IT stocks have given a decent result, but broadly it's an average earning season. काफी सारा मिस है मार्जिन में और टॉप लाइन में. रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ थोड़ा डिसेंट है, बट मार्जिन टॉप लाइन में एक एक्सपेक्टेशन से थोड़ा बहुत मिस है. ब्रॉडली इट्स ओके, बट नॉट अ गुड सीजन यू कैन से. Right. So that is progressing, but let's see. I think our next 1 or 2 week, more mid cap, small cap results are coming. So if they can justify the valuation or the growth that the market has anticipated that these companies will have, can they continue to have it or no? That is more important to watch out. Uh, so on the downside, I think there's no major. I think the major support now is somewhere around 23,900, 24,000, from where last time it found a support. Okay, and what we want to see that since last couple of days we are very close to 100 DMA. बहुत 100 DMA से हम नीचे नहीं जा रहे हैं ऐसे खास. आज भी वॉल्यूम पे रेंज बाउंड सेशन था, कल भी एक रेंज बाउंड सेशन ही था. ठीक है, तो वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग कि अगर यहाँ से रिबाउंड होके 100 डीएमए के ऊपर एक बार बंद हो जाता है, then that will be positive for market, because 100 DMA has been a good support historically. अगर आप अप्रैल में देखो, मई में फिर से, इवन इन जून क्लोजिंग एक ही दिन था 100 डीएमए के नीचे. ओके, सो 3 times बैक टू बैक 100 डीएमए गिव सपोर्ट. ओके, एंड इवन ओवर हियर यहाँ पे 100 डीएमए ब्रीच कर गया था, बट जस्ट थ्री इन विद इन 3 to 4 days it started the cycle the other way, and we had a good rally. So let's see, like next हाफ टू 1% इम्पोर्टेंट है नीचे की साइड देखने के लिए. ऑन द फ्लिप साइड, ऊपर में अगर देखिए तो एक बार 100 डीएमए के ऊपर बंद आता है, लाइक 600 के ऊपर, देन इट माइट बी पॉजिटिव टिल 25,000, 25,100, एंड वी नीड टू सी देन लाइक हाउ द स्ट्रक्चर इज गेटिंग शेप्ड. डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन डे अभी तो 4 है, तो यहाँ से फॉल आएगा तो हम डाउन ट्रेंड में डालेंगे. इफ यू लुक एट फ्यू इंपॉर्टेंट सेक्टर्स, so Nifty Bank having the highest weightage in the benchmark index, तो यहाँ पे थोड़ा volatile है, but broadly it is trying to hold the levels. एक निफ्टी से बेटर रिकवरी आई थी इसमें नीचे से, क्योंकि इसने अक्टूबर फर्स्ट सेकेंड वीक में ही एक बॉटम बनाई थी, और वहाँ तब शार्प फॉल था, बैंक की वजह से फॉल था. बट उसके बाद जब सेकेंड हाफ में जब ये फॉल आ रहा है, तब बैंक इज ट्राइंग टू होल्ड. इवन टुडे निफ्टी बैंक वाज द टॉप गेनर, अराउंड 0.5% ऑफ गेन, एंड या आई थिंक इट क्लोज्ड एट इट्स 100 डीएमए. सो बहुत नीचे नहीं जा रहा है ये अपने की मूविंग एवरेज से, तो थोड़ा स्ट्रेंथ देखने को मिल रहा है बैंक्स में. एचडीएफसी बैंक का एक अच्छा रिजल्ट था. ठीक है, बाकी भी कुछ कुछ मिड कैप बैंक्स में एक बहुत अच्छे नंबर्स आए हैं. ठीक है, थोड़ा ये जो आरबीआई का ग्रोथ, क्रेडिट ग्रोथ के मामले में, जो अनसिक्योर्ड लोन्स के मामले में जो जो भी टेंशन है, उसकी वजह से एक चॉपीनेस है बैंकिंग स्टॉक्स में, बट ब्रॉडली वी आर वेल इन प्लेस. इफ यू लुक एट द टॉप लूजर ऑफ टुडे एंड एफएमसीजी, ठीक है, अच्छे रिजल्ट्स नहीं आ रहे हैं. After making a high in September, I think October was a very tough month for FMCG. Generally, it is. एक seasonality analysis देखो तो banks generally October is a strong month for banks. So it is not that seasonality always follows, but yeah, that is a trend over the last 10-12 years. We have seen that banks में होल्ड करता है, और FMCG अक्टूबर में एक करेक्शन मिलता है, एंड देन इट अगेन फॉर्म्स अ बॉटम एंड रिवर्सेस फ्रॉम देयर. आज का कैंडल नहीं है, आज का फॉल तो और भी शार्प था, अराउंड 2.5 to 3% फॉल, क्योंकि एच यू एल में काफी फॉल आया। इवन कोलगेट का आज रिजल्ट आया, उसके बाद मार्जिन उसमें भी कम आया, तो वहां पे भी फॉल था। आईटीसी का भी रिजल्ट है, शायद आ गया होगा या अभी आएगा 5-6 बजे तक। बट वहां पे भी अभी लास्ट कुछ दिनों से एक फॉल देखने को मिल रहा है। सो ओवरऑल एफएमसीजी इज अंडर प्रेशर। रॉ मटेरियल कॉस्ट बढ़ रहा है, और डिमांड इतना स्ट्रांग नहीं है कि पास ऑन कर दे सारा प्राइस। सो दैट इज द थिंग गोइंग ऑन ओवर हियर। Now, if we see next, निफ्टी ऑटो, बहुत टाइम बाद यहाँ पे एक फॉल देखने को मिला है। इट हैज ब्रीच इट्स 100 डीएमए आफ्टर लॉन्ग। अगर वीकली पे भी देखे तो जो अपना 10 वीक मूविंग एवरेज है उसके नीचे, आई थिंक मार्च 23 के बाद पहली बार 1-2 वीक के लिए उसके नीचे टिका है। एंड इट इज नाउ वेरी क्लोज टू इट्स 40 वीक मूविंग एवरेज, और यू कैन से 200 डे मूविंग एवरेज। इट इज जस्ट 4-5% अबाउ दैट। सो एक काफी बड़ी लंबी रैली के बाद जो भी डिमांड थी पीवीज में, ठीक है, जो हाई वैल्यू कार्स का जो सेलिंग बढ़ रहा था, तो उसकी वजह से एक रोबस्ट डिमांड थी। अभी थोड़ा साइडवेज जा रही है डिमांड, बट आई थिंक अक्टूबर डेटा विल बी वेरी कीन टू वॉच फॉर द ऑटो सेक्टर। फेस्टिव मंथ है, नवरात्रा पूरा इसमें था, दिवाली इसमें है, ठीक है। तो जो पूरा एक मेजर मंथ है उनके लिए, वो एक अक्टूबर है। तो अभी फेस्टिवल सीजन में सेल्स कैसा है वो देखने को इम्पोर्टेंट होगा। अगर ये सेल्स, if this sales numbers are decent, I think in October, then we might see some reversals over here in the auto index as well. But technically, it looks quite weak as of now. Pharma majorly hold कर रहा था this year, but I think recently it has also breached its 50 DMA. Though the volume has been lower, but broadly it has breached the 50 DMA. एंड टेक्निकली यहाँ पे भी एक वीकनेस देखने को मिल रहा है। सो दीज इंडेक्स नीड्स टू रिक्लेम इट्स 50 एंड 21 डीएमए फॉर हैविंग सम बेटर शो। If you look at metals, metals was quite volatile due to the China news। पहले स्टिम्युलस का जो पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट का, या फिर थोड़ा फिर से वहाँ पे भी थोड़ा एक नेगेटिव बात देखने को मिली मेटल इंडेक्स के लिए। सो एक अच्छा रैली के बाद आई थिंक it started October really, really strong. The second half of September was very good for the metal stocks. It hit a fresh high, but फिर से वहाँ पे एक volatility आई, and it has breached its key moving averages. So now these are trading below key moving average. यहाँ पे भी एक 200 DMA अच्छा सपोर्ट दे सकता है। Generally metal index takes support at 200 DMA. Even if you see on the weekly chart, it has a good support over here. So let's see. Yeah. So this was all about the index front, and now let's go to your questions. My colleague Rajshekar and Vakar are in the room, and we three will try to answer as many queries as possible. Okay, and please do not keep repeating your queries, because as this is a live session, so scrolling back is not that easy. So if you just post your queries once, we will try to answer it. Yeah, over to you, Vakar. Okay, let me continue. If So first query is in copper and then Dixon. Broadly अगर देखें तो कॉपर डिमांड इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू रिमेन रोबस्ट। ओके, बट अभी टेक्निकली काफी वीक हो गया है। इट हैज ब्रीच इट्स 200 डीए में, दो वॉल्यूम इतना नहीं आ रहा है, बहुत हाई वॉल्यूम पे नहीं ब्रीच हो रहा है। द बायर डिमांड इज स्टिल रोबस्ट। Okay, so I'll be waiting honestly for it to reclaim the key moving averages again. ये जो उसका एक सप्लाई जोन है ना पूरा, 320-30 से लेके 350 तक, आई थिंक एक बार उसके ऊपर निकलता है ना, देन इट्स a good stock to watch out for. And if your research suggests that this is a good long term bet, then you can always go for it. But I think let it reverse. bottom fishing is not an ideal idea because a lot of global tensions are there, crude tension, geopolitical tension. तो कहीं पे भी 10-15% इधर उधर ऊपर नीचे हो सकता है मार्केट में. आई थिंक आफ्टर सच a huge rally one needs to be ready for that, but that doesn't means you go on a defense, but wait for the correct time to buy the stock. So if you are already holding, then it is below 200 DMA. So need to be careful. यहाँ अभी recent low जो यहाँ पे था 282 285, उसको stop loss लेके काम कर सकते हैं. And when it reverses, I think it reclaims these levels. Then you can gradually do the upward pyramiding over here. Fundamentally, the stock is good. I think let's look at its recent earnings. On the consolidated basis, yeah. लास्ट क्वार्टर अच्छा था, उसके पहले थोड़ा वोलेटाइल रहा है ये अर्निंग्स में. फंड होल्डिंग्स इंक्रीज हुआ है, ईपीएस स्ट्रेंथ इज गुड, बट अभी प्राइस स्ट्रेंथ इसका वीक है. द नेक्स्ट स्टॉक इज डिक्सन. This one is, not impacted by the fall in the market. Okay, ये बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग जोरदार स्टोरी है वैसे बोल सकते हैं. The way EMS players are, outperforming in India, the opportunity that these guys have over the next 4, 5, 10 years, you can say a decade-long opportunity, and that's what reflecting in their price. Even in such a weak market, it has not even breached its 21 DMA. It is consolidating near its high 15,000 के ऊपर consolidate करता है. And just to give you guys a disclaimer, that Dixon technology is part of MarketSmith India's portfolio. So it was necessary to give you the disclaimer. It's a very good story. If you look at the fundamentals, it's 100% on CanSlim. EPS, price strength, buyer demand, group rank, everything is good. Look at the way fund holding is increasing. Okay, ROE of 22% is excellent, and last few quarters the results have also been good. Not only the Dixon, but I think the other players in this space, if you look at Amber Enterprise, Science, these guys are doing really, really well. EPAC, सबने अच्छा किया है, and they can continue to do well because the story built up is such. It has a lot of tailwinds.
Hi, Rushit. I'll take a few queries now.
Sure.
We can start with the Bank of Baroda. The stock has formed a base pattern in the past around in the month of May, June. From there, it was a shaky action afterwards. And it moved sideways after breaking out. So mostly, and it reached its 200 DMA as well. So it's a failed breakout which happened in the past. Currently, there is no proper base formation, and also the price volume actually is not looking good at this moment. It's very erratic, you can say, very random. The price action is, and it's not able to close or reclaim its moving averages, which is a negative sign. Even though the EPS is still intact, but the technical ratings have deteriorated because of price and volume action. So you can say it's definitely a laggard in this current market, and there is no proper buy point to take fresh positions in this stock. And for the stop loss, you can keep 430 level seems like a good support. Two times it has found good support, more than two times. So you can keep that level as a stop loss, and I think it's better to exit this stock at the current price as well because moving averages are still not reclaimed. But if you still believe that it will do good, I can keep 230 as a stop loss. Next is Keynes Technology. This stock has been doing very good, as Rushita has already pointed out. It's recently broken out stock from stage 2 ascending base formation. And from the breakout, because of the overall volatility in the markets, it has not found good momentum. But relatively, if you compare with other stocks, it is still holding its moving averages, which is a very positive sign. If you look at the other counterparts and other stocks from the other sectors, they have breached their moving averages, but that is not the case with this stock. So definitely a leader in this market. And the ratings, if you look at, are very superior, starting with EPS of 99, which is the highest among the ratings. And price strength and buyer demand are also belonging to the top category. RS line has also been looking very good, and formation of blue dots, cluster of blue dots you can see on the RS line, indicating that there is trail strength. The stock is showing strength, and the strength is still remaining intact. So definitely a very good stock to hold in the current market. And 50 DMA has acted as a very good support. So couple of points below 50 DMA can be kept as a stop loss, and you can continue to hold. Next is Lupin. Currently, it is trading in a stage 2 flat base. A very flat base, you can say it has moved sideways, and the volume also come down recently, which is a good sign. The stock is trading below, near the below, you can say the bottom range of the base, and the volume drying up is a good sign. Today's action has been very good on the price front, especially the volume is not picking up, but price action was very good. From the lows, it closed near the top, which is a good sign. It is still 8% to the pivot, which is a long way to go. And EPS is not so good at this current junction, but in this quarter, that is September quarter, earnings are still to be reported. So if those numbers come out good, definitely our EPS number will improve. Technical ratings are doing good, even though in the current market as well, they are doing very good, which is a good sign. And number of funds section has also seen a very good improvement of more than 10% in the last quarter, that is in the June quarter. So on most of the parameters, it is looking good. The buy point is still 8% from here. So still a long way to go. And the base formation has been very ideal. So we are not advising to take a fresh entry at this moment because of no ideal break buy point. And on the downside, uh, the next support is that it's 100 DMA, but most of the that is a very long way to go from here. So you can give today's low as a stop loss because yesterday and today that level acted as a good support. So that level can be kept as stop loss going forward.
Thanks, Raj. Vakarya. I'll take some queries from you. Rushit, can you give me Zentech, then GMR Airport? Yeah, thank you. So again, because of volatility and also a late stage base that Rushit was trying to point out, uh, the stock is not able to break out, and it is more than 11% down from the pivot. Someone holding the stock, I mean, at this moment, can hold till the point in time 50 DMA is getting held up at this moment. Even yesterday as well, and the day before, it's still holding the 50 DMA. Volumes are not that high. So if 50 DMA breach on above average volume is there, I mean, can then think about exiting. The other thing, a new entry into the stock, even if pivot gets reclaimed, is not advised since it's a late stage 4 base, which we do not advise. Ideally, we would want the stage count to get reset. Once that is done, maybe at that moment, fresh entry can be advised. Overall, since fundamentally the story behind the stock continues to remain very well, fund holding is increasing. So it's maybe because of market sell-off, just a temporary blip. If that gets stabilized and stage counts get reset, very good stock to watch out for. Next can be GMR Airport. So very poor EPS rating, majorly because of very volatile results in the last 3 quarters. So definitely not there on our radar because we require fundamental and technical both. So fundamentally not being that supportive at this moment. And ideally the stock is very well below all key moving averages and more than 12% from pivot since the last base. Someone holding the stock should ideally would have exited at this moment. New entry into the stock is definitely not advised, even if pivot gets reclaimed. if someone is still holding on the stock, can keep the recent lows of 79.8, maybe 79.8 as your stop loss, if not already exited. If that gets breached, should definitely exit the stock. Next can be Tasty Bites. Yeah. So on the EPS, I mean, very poor at this moment. And similarly on price strength as well, RS line is trending downwards. Did try to form some kind of bottom a couple of weeks, a month back. Then currently forming a stage two consolidation base, but on the technical and fundamental front, needs improvement on a lot of bases. I mean, in this market where, good stories or good fundamentally driven stocks are getting hammered. So a stock where results have been very volatile for the last couple of quarters is expected to get hammered. So, I mean, from us, I mean, not fitting into the canceling criteria should so a definite avoid at this moment. Someone who's holding into the stock, I mean, since 200 DMA is breached, maybe keeping the low of the base, that is 11,860, which is coinciding with the 100 DMA, I guess. Yeah, coinciding with 100 DMA, can keep that as the stop loss level if someone is still there in the stock.
Thanks, Vakar.
Okay.
So let's take your other query. So Chandrasekhar has been asking that he wants some info related to how much FIIs are invested in India. So he just want to see broadly. This has been, very important discussion because almost 1 lakh crore of selling by FIIs every day. Average 4-5 thousand crore of selling has been done by FII. But if you look at the outflow, which is more than around 11 to 12 billion dollar as of now, okay, but that is just around 0.2 to 0.3% of market cap of India. Okay, in WhatsApp, Telegram, Twitter, you might be seeing that there is a lot of comparison with 2007 कोविड टाइम दैट 2007 में इतना सेल हुआ था बट एट 2007-8 just look at the market cap of India. Like now we are at least 5x or 6x than what we were at that point of time. Now, if you look at the ownership, there is no exact broader data, but if the BSE 500 stock, I think top 500 stocks on BSE, then FII holds around 19%, 19 to 20% on an average for last few years in the BSE 500 stocks. So generally, they have in last 10-15 years, they have not gone above 20 to 23% and not below 15%. So that is the range. And as of now, we are somewhere midway over there. And current quantum of selling is just 0.2 to 0.3% of the total market cap. Okay, so now let's take some queries. There is BDL, TCS. Some major selling we saw in the defense related stock, all the defense related stock. The rally was also really good. I think for last 2 years, the way the defense stock rallied was excellent. But one thing that you should note about this thing, it looks like a pullback after such a huge rally. थोड़ा valuation adjust हो रहा है, थोड़ा जो growth में dip ऊपर नीचे होता है growth थोड़ा ठीक है वो भी एडजस्ट हो रहा है ऐसे इफ यू लुक एट द बेस बहुत हाई था इन सब का तो उस पे अगर देखें तो last quarter was not that good. Okay, but still fund holding continues to increase the stake. And see, one thing you should note, it is 41% off highs. ठीक है जुलाई में हाई बनाया था वहां से 41% स्टॉक नीचे आया है बट जस्ट लुक एट द वॉल्यूम्स कितने ड्राई अप वॉल्यूम से वो नीचे आया है दिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट और जब ये ऊपर जा रहा था तो वॉल्यूम वाज वेरी ह्यूज जस्ट लुक एट हाउ द एक्यूमुलेशन हैपेंड इन दिस स्टॉक दिस क्लियरली मींस दैट द क्वालिटी इन्वेस्टर जो बड़े फंड्स है एचएनआईज है एफआईआईज है जो भी है दे आर स्टिल इंटैक्ट उनका इन्वेस्टमेंट स्टिल इंटैक्ट है ये स्टॉक में एंड आई थिंक वेरी सून व्हेन इट अभी 200 डीएमए के अराउंड है, तो एक आध क्वार्टर अच्छा रिजल्ट और सम गुड ऑर्डर बुक इम्प्रूवमेंट और सम मैक्रो चेंजेस विच इज पॉजिटिव फॉर दीज स्टॉक्स, देन वी माइट सी गुड रैली ओवर हियर, एक शार्प रैली दिख सकती है। बट अभी कहाँ से दिखेगी, तो ये बॉटम फिशिंग, एज आई डिस्कस पहले भी, कि बॉटम फिशिंग इज नॉट समथिंग दैट you should opt for, because see, sometime over here people were saying now it's 15-20% off highs and it is time for a rebound from 100 DMA, but it didn't, right? It again fell 20%. So if your capital might be, you will be losing a lot of capital. So the ideal thing is, what you need to do is, as and when it reclaims its key moving averages, you start accumulating. It's like, see, firstly, when it reclaims 50 DMA, if you are aggressive trader, Baki, according to O'Neill, ideally you should wait for a base formation plus good result. But if you are a bit aggressive trader and more confident on the growth story of the defense sector, then as and when it reclaims 50 DMA, take some position. वो जैसे जैसे ऊपर जाता है, do a upward pyramiding. Okay, upward pyramiding is always a good idea to do rather than doing a downward pyramiding and bottom fishing करने से better है. Otherwise, the growth story remains solid about the defense sector. But give some time to repair the technical damage जो हुआ है, उसको रिपेयर करने में थोड़ा टाइम देना पड़ेगा. Next is on the TCS. Decent result this quarter. Okay, एक अच्छा रैली बना था उसके पहले, राइट, बट अगस्त में पिक आउट कर गया. नाउ इट इज फॉर्मिंग अ स्टेज 1D फ्लैट बेस. थोड़ा वॉल्यूम भी हायर आया है सेलिंग की साइड में, एंड दैट इज व्हाट रिफ्लेक्टेड इन बायर डिमांड एज वेल. बायर डिमांड इज सी, एंड यू लुक, थोड़ा वॉल्यूम आया है सेलिंग में भी, एंड इट इज करंटली नियर इट्स 200 DMA. So for TCS, 200 DMA is generally a very strong support you have seen over the last 1 year. Let's see weekly chart also if something similar we can see. So if you do a weekly chart, then yes, it has not fell majorly below 200 DMA. अगर यहाँ से हम बात करें फ्रॉम एटलीस्ट 2023, जब से आईटी सेक्टर एक लो को तोड़ के आगे जाने की, मतलब ऊपर जाने की उस पे था, तब से TCS has not breached its 200 DMA decisively, and I think here also it is almost 12% of its highs and very close to 40-week moving average or 200 DMA. So there are chances that it might rebound from here, but the similar strategy, don't bottom fish, let it reclaim key moving averages. And yes, the rate cut scenario is good for the Indian IT companies, but the margin expansion and the good results are needed over here as well. Wipro has been an outperformer in the IT pack as well as in the market. Okay, so the next question one has on Wipro. So it is forming a stage 2B cup with handle base and holding well in the weak market. Results एक्सपेक्टेशन से अच्छा है यहाँ पे, और जो गाइडेंस है दैट इज ऑल्सो लाइक द ग्रोथ एक्सपेक्टेशंस इज ऑल्सो बेटर फॉर विप्रो. सो इट लुक्स लाइक वंस इट ब्रेक आउट एंड द मार्केट इज बैक इन टू द शेप, आई थिंक निफ्टी एक बार 50 DMA के ऊपर आ जाता है, यहाँ पे हमको ब्रेकआउट देखने को मिलता है, देन दिस कैन बी अ गुड कैंडिडेट.
Thanks, Rishit. I'll take queries now. Then Torrent Pharma. It's recently uh, takeout has happened in the last month, and it was a stage 3 consolidation based pattern breakout. And from there, the stock has not found the momentum to take it higher from here, mostly because of the overall weakness in the market. But definitely a very good stock in this market because it is holding its key moving averages. 21 DMA has also not been breached in the current market junction, which is a very good sign of strong stock. Ratings have been very intact, price strength and buyer demand, even though the market is deteriorating overall, but this stock has not deteriorated much. In fact, it stayed sideways. Again, a sign of strength. Overall, it is looking very good on both fundamentals and technicals. And But given the market scenario currently and the Nifty trading below 100 DMA, which is not a good sign, that is the reason we are not taking fresh positions or not advising here fresh positions. But when the market reverses from here, definitely it's a very good stock to keep under radar. Definitely you can keep this stock under your buy watch list, and when the market improves, definitely the stock will do wonders in the uptrend market. Next, we can look at Deepak Fertilizer. Recent breakout was the stage 2 flat base breakout, and a couple of days, that is today and yesterday, we have seen very good accumulation in the stock, a sudden increase in the volumes. Maybe some accumulation is going on, and that is being reflected in the RS line as well. You can see a blue dot formation has happened recently. Ratings are looking very good. EPS is at 88. Price strength and buyer demand are also looking very good, belonging to the top category. Overall, it's a very good stock to keep under radar again. Given the market scenario, we are not taking fresh positions, but along with Torrent Pharma, which was discussed, this stock can also be kept in the buy watch list, and you can monitor the stock's price volume action. Next is RVNL, that is Gail Lucas. This stock has been a very good outperformer for the last 1 year or so. It has been in the news because of receiving contracts from the railway department. Definitely a stock to consider because of the focus on the railway infra. This stock is definitely a direct beneficiary when the budget is allocated to railways, the infra. Then this stock will definitely be a direct beneficiary because of its exposure towards the sector. But in the last 3 to 4 months, it has been consolidating, and the bias is on the negative side because it is more very extended from the moving averages. So
हेलो
little bit of correction can be
हाँ
expected.
नहीं बुड्ढे से बात हुई तो बोलते हैं कि अगर खाली लेटर की बात है तो खाली मेरे को वो दे दो
And
तुम क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है
Kogar
मैं
can be
एक्शन से बात
this,
करके
yeah.
लेटर जनरेट करवाता हूँ ठीक है वो आ जाएगा कल आएगा
This stock has breached key moving averages. You can see 21 DMA, 50 and 100 DMAs have been breached. Still, 200 DMA is not been breached because it is a very extended stock from the 200 DMA. So a little bit of correction can be expected because of the long run it has had previously. And the recent breakout was the stage 7 breakout, which is a very late stage this breakout. So currently it's not advised to take fresh positions. And when the market improves from here, definitely by the time it improves, this stock will also give us an opportunity to take a fresh entry. But currently it is in a not in a no trade zone area.
हेलो हेलो
Yes, you're audible.
okay sorry there was some disturb so I'll go ahead can you give me NCC then Bajaj Auto okay thank you so the stock is more than 70% from pivot at this moment but if you look at the stock correcting from the recent highs just look at the volumes drying up so it's majorly at this moment I mean less regarding the stock and more regarding uh, market pressure or market volatility at this moment. But still, levels are still important. If someone is still holding on to the stock, I mean, it is finding support near the 200 DMA. If 200 DMA gets breached out, can definitely think about exiting the stock. On the flip side, I mean, since most of the parameters still continue to remain intact, if key moving averages are reclaimed, maybe we can definitely, I mean, because if you look at the entire rally or since the breakout formation, and after that, whenever the stock has moved up, the stock has moved up with very high volume. So similar can be expected when maybe the stock reclaims its key moving averages, and if that happens, definitely can see a next leg of the rally. Can you give me Bajaj Auto? Auto. Thank you. So there is volatility in the stock. As you can see, the stock was hammered with very high volumes, and with that, it breached 50 DMA, 100 DMA both. So, I mean, was able to reclaim 100 DMA in the last session, but today again breached it out. So, has been very, very volatile. The stock is still 3% above pivot at this moment, but the gains that happened from the last breakout is almost gone, and majorly because of September quarter results, which was not at par, and that is why the stock came under a lot of hammering, as you can see. That was one of the major reasons. So if we're still holding the stock, if the risk appetite permits, then definitely can keep 200 DMA as the stop loss levels. On the flip side, I mean, if some good buying happens from here and maybe 50 DMA and 200 DMA gets reclaimed, definitely, I mean, can have a look at the stock then. I mean, not for an alternate entry because, I mean, markets are not that supportive for alternate entry at this moment, but someone who's holding on to the stock, maybe that would be a sign for you to continue to hold the stock if on the upside certain moving averages gets reclaimed. Next can be Vijaya Diagnostics. Thank you. So the stock has corrected from the recent highs, but on very lower volumes, which is a good sign. All uh, parameters continue to remain intact, fund holding intact, ROE at 18. I mean, recent 4-5 quarter results have been very good for this stock. So overall, I mean, very good in terms of fundamentally, but technically, as you can see, no base formation at this moment. So, I mean, till the point in time, base formation does not happen. Fresh entry into the stock is not advised. I mean, since market is under pressure at this moment, so alternate entries are definitely can get a little riskier at this moment. And since someone is holding on to the stock is finding support at the 50 DMA, can continue to hold the stock and observe 50 DMA. And if slightly higher risk appetite, then maybe 100 DMA as well. I mean, if you look at the rally the stock has done, forget about 200 DMA, even 100 DMA for the stock was hardly ever breached. If it got breached, got reclaimed in a day or two. That is why 100 DMA and 50 DMA first, and then 100 DMA for slightly higher risk appetite, then becomes very important at this stage. I'll take one more stock as well. Just give me a second. Can you give me Varun Beverages? Thank you. So, I mean, because initially of the higher stage base and now the stage count getting reset to base one, yes. So it rallied to stage six base, and after that, when the markets turned out to be little jittery, even the stock faltered. But in terms of results still continue to remain very good. fund holding at this moment is becoming little bit stagnated because uh, yes, because the stock has rallied quite a bit at this moment. If you look at the story for the last 2 to 3 years, so the rally has been very, very substantial. So definitely people would be, I mean, there would be some profit booking happening at this moment. But again, to observe price volume action becomes really important since, I mean, still the base formation is getting formed. There was some big red bars, so little bit of cautiousness is there, but the stock is still 10% to pivot. So can definitely wait if some big blue bars come in. I mean, the stock moves higher on above average volumes. One, and RS line moves higher, maybe a blue dot comes in, and markets again come back to a little bit more supportive, reclaims the 100 DMA, 50 DMA going forward, even the 21 DMA. I mean, if everything conspires well, then definitely a good story still to keep in your track. But just to buying at any levels is definitely not suggested. At this moment, someone who's there with the stock, uh, slightly higher risk appetite can keep 200 DMA since it's around 1 to 2% maybe from these levels. And if someone maybe slightly longer term view and someone who has probably more, I mean, his research advises a little bit more, then maybe can keep the recent base lows of around 536.85. But still, it is a very far level from here. So depending upon your risk appetite, can definitely take a.
Right.
Push it over to you.
Yeah. I take CDSL. So the stock is moving a bit sideways and forming a stage two consolidation base. It's a really good story. Huge tailwinds. I think there is financialization in India. So a few years back, there were just 5-7 crores of accounts, hardly, when at COVID time, and now the number of demat account has increased to 17.5 crore. Okay, and I think if you compare last Diwali to this Diwali, उसी में 4 to 4.5 crore new accounts have opened. So this is a good tailwind for CDSL. And I think after so many accounts opening also, we reaching around 17-18 crore of accounts, we are still under penetrated. Okay, compared to the global markets, the number of accounts, the number of people participation in the stock market is still under penetrated. So there is a huge scope of expansion over there. And that's what visible in the stocks chart over here. If you can see the EPS growth, the sales growth has been excellent. ROEs of 29%. The fund holding is increasing. Okay, and all the ratings are good. So if you are holding the stock, you can continue to do it. Fresh entry, you should take it when it breaks out from this base. I think, yeah, what's the level? 1664 is the level pivot point. From there, you can consider taking the fresh entry. The one thing to observe is there is EPS. The result is coming in 2 days. Okay, so just watch out for the result. I think if result is positive, we will see some good reversal over here and breakout मिल जाना चाहिए हमको. So it's a good story for long term hold as well as short term. Okay, then we have one query on Motherson. Again, a disclaimer that like Dixon, this also is a part of our model portfolio. The stock has breached its 50 DMA, but you can see the selling volume is quite lower over here. Right, जब accumulation हुआ था right side of the base में, look at the volume, the high volume over here. Even in this phase, when the stock went from around 140-50 level to 200 level, the accumulation was very good. After that एक base बनाया, sideways गया and breakout अच्छा दिया था volume वाला, but I think due to market, the choppiness in the market, it is again going through some correction and consolidation. Low volume पे है, but I think अगर यहाँ से और ज़्यादा higher volume पे नीचे जाता है, then you can consider, uh, you need to review that time again. But on the flip side, I think it can reverse from here, and once it reclaims the 21 DMA और फिर से 208 के ऊपर जब ये जाएगा, then that will be a re-breakout for the stock, and it's a good idea to buy the stock in the re-breakout after, when the fall is due to the market condition on a lower volume. तो जब भी stock re-breakout होता है, that is a good idea to go for. fundamentals are excellent. Okay, the way the EPS growth is there, इनका फंड होल्डिंग भी जिस तरह से improve हुआ है, those things are really good for this. Okay, next.
Thanks.
Okay,
Rishit,
yeah, please take, yeah.
I'll take few queries now. Dr. Lal Path apps. Today's action has been very volatile and exceptionally on the negative side. It closed more than 5 to 6% lower on above average volumes. But before that, it has been a very good journey for the stock. It moved higher and higher after the recent report which happened in May. And ratings have been very intact. Rushit, is the stock reported earnings today or what? What happened today? I'm not sure.
Stock has already reported earning yesterday. Yesterday evening, there was a con call as well. I was the part of that con call, and so they were positive on the growth, Raj, but
Yeah.
they were worried about the competition. So I think the competition space is heating up.
Okay. Okay.
If
So
the
that is
growth,
why.
this was the reaction to that.
Yeah. So analysts have taken it in a negative sense. So that has been the reaction. But earnings wise, it is looking good. But we never know what happened, and analysts have taken it in negative sense because of the competition the company talked about. So within a 1 or 2 days, we might see some reversal from here as well when this gets priced in as well. And coming to the again stocks position, currently there is no buy point at this moment. So it's no price entry. Fresh investment is not advised at this moment. And for those who are holding, we can give it a 1 or 2 days from here as well because of the knee jerk action today. So 1 or 2 days will definitely get priced in, and we'll see the real action afterwards. But the similar action continues in the tomorrow session as well. So it's better to exit and look out for or stay in cash in the current market. Next is Motherson.
Raj, I have discussed that.
Sorry. Okay. You can look at precision camshaft. So this stock has formed a very long cup with handle base pattern, and it broke out recently. Last week it broke out, and the volume has also been very good. But the base action, the base formation has not been very ideal, you can say, because of the very elongated period. So ideally, we are looking at 3 to 5 or 7 weeks of base formation, but here it's almost an year of base formation. So that's not a good sign of ideal base. But if you look at the ratings, EPS and price strength are around 70 to 80 levels, which are fair enough. Buyer demand has improved recently because of the pickup in volumes in the last week. But given the base formation and given the market structure, it is not advised to take fresh entries. But for those who have already taken positions, I think 21 DMA is very far from here. So I think it is around 7 to 8% from here. So it's a very long way to here from here. And it's better to keep that level as stop loss because it's a recently broke out stock. So it's you should give some time for the stock to recover as well. In the last couple of sessions or last 3 to 4 sessions, the action has been weak. It is closing in the lower half and the volume also on the higher side. So weakness is coming into the stock because of the overall weakness in the market. So 21 DMA can be kept as stop loss, and let's see how the stock performs from there. Next, we can look into Castrol. after breaking out from stage 3 cup base pattern in the month of June or the end of the June, and it has done good actually from the breakout since it moved more than 20% and formed a hit power to pivot as well. But that is where the weakness has started to come in into this stock way before the overall weakness in the market. EPS and price strength have deteriorated, especially the price strength has come down from around 70 to 80 levels to 43, and the overall price action has also been on that negative side. The momentum, the trajectory is on the negative side. Overall, the market structure, the market has also weakened, but this stock has office is more than 27%. So it's a very big number. And the Nifty is around 7 to 8% of office. This stock has come down more than 27%. So definitely a laggard in this market as well. You could have exited when the stock breached its 50 DMA and 100 DMA. But if you're still holding it, you would be making losses. And it's better to exit loss-making stock at the current market price, and better to stay in cash in the current market. Next, we can look into Aditya Birla Sun Life. Sun Life AMC. The stock broke out recently. The action on the breakout day has been very good. It's a stage 2 flat base breakout. Especially on the day of breakout, the volumes have been at the record levels, indicating a very strong breakout. But because of the weakness in the market, in the broader markets are also not doing good, the stock has not been able to find the momentum to take it higher. But definitely a very good stock to consider or keep in watch list, by watch list, and monitor the stock's price action very closely. And if the market reverses or improves from here, you can looking at the stocks uh, position at that point of time, you can take a call whether to invest or not. But currently, it is not advised, and 50 DMA has been tested recently, and it is giving support for the stock as well. So going forward as well, 50 DMA is going to be a crucial level for the stock.
So I think that's it for today's session. We might have missed few queries because of time crunch, so you can always email us. I request the
Yes.
team to share the email ID to everyone. So if they have any specific queries, you can always write to us. We'll try to answer as soon as possible. I hope this session was useful to you guys, and just don't take it as your queries taken or not, but it was a discussion forum. You got some new ideas. Okay, you said got some new knowledge, and I think if that was the fact, then it was really useful session. So that's it for today's session. Thank you for joining. See you again tomorrow morning at 8:45 a.m. on pre-bell. And we will discuss what happened in the global market, what is the setup for Nifty for tomorrow. So do join us tomorrow morning. Uh, Thank you, Sushil, Sandeep, Himanshu, everyone.